twin flame is coming in September to reunite after a long separation. And this is going to change your relationship forever. I'm channeling the energy of a very specific collective. If this is your message, the following details will ring true. Firstly, I'm seeing you've been on this twin flame journey for months, if not years. And for most, it feels like you've been in a longer period of separation than you have been together. I'm also seeing your twin as a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or Aries. And it shows as well that this is someone who possesses the initial S. That could be their first name or their last name. I'm also strongly seeing as well that when you first met your twin, there was an instant spark, that moment of divine recognition, which felt exciting and highly charged, but also very destabilizing on both sides. And it shows that initially your twin did give into this. They allowed themselves to indulge and to pursue at least conversation and exploration of you. But it shows that shortly after that, they started to pull away. And then at some point, I'm seeing that they started to outright reject this connection. For most of you, using coping mechanisms like running to karmic partners or focusing on work to a point of workaholism. Because I see for most of you, this is somebody who has always distracted themselves with excess or things that were gratuitous. But it shows that you also saw right through this person's behavior. You saw to the core of who they were. And that was also extremely destabilizing and terrifying for them because they knew they couldn't hide with you. And it shows that that was also part of the reason why they needed to take a step back to go into this period of separation so they could feel confident enough to be able to embody this authentic energy with you face to face, heart to heart. And I see that in your separation period as well, you have done some deep healing. I see for many of you in this collective, you've done some healing of childhood wounds, healing specifically around abandonment, feeling dismissed or rejected or not good enough. And I see that at this time, you feel more confident than ever. And in fact, within this collective, I feel like you've been called recently to actually release this person, to surrender this connection, simply because you don't want to focus on anything that you feel like doesn't have levity or doesn't allow for expansion. And it does feel like that has allowed you to find peace. But it also shows that even with this knowledge of the fact that you're being called to separate yourself or to surrender from this connection, you've been seeing signs and synchronicities that point to the fact that this relationship could be changing. You've been seeing angel numbers. For many of you, I heard a grasshopper, so maybe you've recently seen a grasshopper. And I just heard the song, I am not a lonely traveler who has not prepaid his days. So you could have heard that song recently, The Night We Met by Lord Huron, or that could be a song that is meaningful to you within this connection. But I see that you are now in this perfect optimal space in which you have let go of this connection, you've surrendered this connection, but there's a big part of you that remains hopeful. And that is that perfect vibration that allows for a reunion that has two energies that are allowing themselves to be able to be loved fully and allowing a new cycle to begin. We're going to look more to the future of this reunion and how this impacts your relationship in part 2. Like and follow and let me know if you want a part 2.